Namaste. Welcome to another episode of My India, My Pride series. Under the Solar dynasty, we studied several kings who belonged to Ikshvaku dynasty. In the last video, we learnt about Dilipa and Raghu, after whom the dynasty is called Raghukula. In this video, let us learn about King Raghu's son Aja and his grandson Dasharatha. King Aja was the ancient king of the Solar dynasty and the worshipper of Lord Surya. He was born in the Treta Yuga and he was good at handling weapons and was a great scholar and an expert in all kinds of arts. He was the son of King Raghu, who was considered as a great emperor of the Ikshvaku dynasty, and his grandfather was a noble King Dilipa. He ruled the kingdom of Ayodhya in a well-versed manner. His wife was Indumati, who was a chaste and worshipful queen, and his son was Dasharatha, father of Lord Rama. Aja grew up to be a handsome man like his father Raghu. He mastered all the arts and sciences under the guidance of his gurus. In Vidarbha, Raja Bhoja announced the Swayamvara of his sister Princess Indumati and invited Aja. On Maharaja Raghu's advice, Prince Aja left for Vidarbha with his aides. On the way, he released a Gandharva from the curse of Rishi Matanga to be an elephant. In return, Gandharva granted him Sammohana Vidya. Prince Aja then continued and reached Vidarbha. Having rested for the night, he entered the Swayamvara hall the next morning. All the other suitors assembled there paled before Aja's beauty and began doubting themselves of being selected. Princess Indumati chose Aja and King Bhoja gave away her hand in marriage to King Aja. Aja was a wise and just ruler. In due course, Indumati gave birth to a son who was named Dasharatha. One day, Aja and Indumati were strolling in the garden when a garland adorning Devarshi Narada's musical instrument fell down from the heavens on Indumati. She collapsed on the spot. Lifeless Indumati was actually Harini, an Apsara who was cursed by Rishi Trinabindu for disturbing his tapasya. She became Harini again when touched by the divine flower from Narada's instrument. After some years, grieving for his queen, Maharaja Aja crowned Prince Dasharatha king of Ayodhya and left for the heavenly abode. Dasharatha was a noble king. He ruled his kingdom as his ancestor did, with lot of care and dedication for his subjects. One day, King Dasharatha went hunting in the forest. He and his men roamed the forest when suddenly they heard a gurgling sound in the distance. Thinking it would be an animal drinking water, the king shot his arrow in that direction. When Dasharatha came to the spot, he found a youth lying seriously wounded by the arrow. He was Shravana Kumara, the only son of an old and blind couple. He had come to fetch water to quench the thirst of his parents resting in the forest. He was taking them for a pilgrimage. Since they were old and could not walk or see, Shravana carried his old parents on his shoulders in a palanquin wherever he went. Shravana Kumara loved his parents dearly. Even while dying, Shravana could only think of his helpless parents. He held Dasharatha's hands and asked him to take the pitcher of water to his parents. Unsuspectingly, the old couple drank the water, but an extremely sorrowful Dasharatha could not withhold the truth. He told Shravana's parents how he had unknowingly killed their son. Shocked by the news, the grieving parents cursed Dasharatha with Putra Shoka, which meant that he would go through the same agony they went through of not having children near him when he dies. Dasharatha had three main throne queens, Kaushalya, Kaikeyi and Sumitra. Even though Kaushalya was the first wife, Kaikeyi was his favorite. Once, when both Dasharatha and Kaikeyi were travelling, they were attacked by Asuras and Dasharatha took his bow and arrow to fight, and Kaikeyi volunteered to become the Sarathi. She made sure the chariot kept moving at a jet speed. Dasharatha was surprised and overwhelmed by his wife's skills. Not only did she display terrific warfare, she also lost her 2 fingers in the process of spinning the wheels. Dasharatha granted 2 boons to Kaikeyi and told her she can ask for anything and he would not refuse to grant it. Even though he had 3 queens, the king was very sad that he had no children. One day, the king went to Guru Vasishta's house, bowed at the feet and pleaded to bless him and guide him. Vashishta summoned Rishi Rishashringi and performed auspicious Putra Kameshti Yajna. When the final offering of sacrifice was given, Agni Deva appeared with charu, that is kheer, in his hand. He handed over the pot to Dasharatha and asked him to distribute it to his queens. Dasharatha gave half to Kaushalya and half to Kaikeyi and asked them to share it with Sumitra. Both of them gave half of their share to Sumitra and all of them got pregnant and gave birth to 4 sons. Kaushalya gave birth to Rama, Kaikeyi to Bharata, Sumitra, who got 2 shares, gave birth to Lakshmana and Shatrughna. Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata and Shatrughna, the 4 sons of King Dasharatha, displayed remarkable characteristics while they grew up. Rama showed unwavering devotion to duty and truth. Lakshmana was strict and impulsive. Bharata was a noble and dutiful person. Shatrughna was kind and gentle. Dasharatha arranged the best training for his sons in all that it was to be learnt by the princes, including warfare and archery. The king was very proud of his sons and feeling very happy. Once, sage Vishwamitra came to King Dasharatha's court. He told the king he was planning to do a yajna and needed his help in protecting the yajna from demons. King offered his army, but the sage refused and said, "I only need Rama to come with me and protect the yajna." When Dasharatha was hesitating, since Rama was still a small boy, sage Vashishta advised him to send Rama and Lakshmana with sage Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra took his wards and rested for the night on the banks of the river Sarayu. There, he gave them mantras for protection against fatigue and harm and also taught them the use of divine astras. From there they proceeded and crossed the river Ganga. Then they reached Dandaka forest. Next morning, the sage commenced his yajna assisted by many of the other holy men. Rama and Lakshmana were asked to keep vigil against interferences by Rakshasas. On the 6th day, the sky was covered with Rakshasa army led by Maricha and Subahu. These 2 demon leaders were getting ready to pour impure flesh and blood into the sacred fire flaming below. Rama and Lakshmana took up the challenge with enthusiasm. The powerful astras let go by them killed Subahu and drove Maricha away to a distance of 1,000 yojana to the sea. Vishwamitra completed his yajna successfully and complimented the young princes. Next morning, Vishwamitra told them that they are going to Mithila. Vishwamitra started on his journey to Mithila, accompanied by Rama and Lakshmana. King Janaka was the ruler of the kingdom of Videha. Its capital city was Mithila. Janaka was not only a brave king but was also very well versed in the Shastras and Vedas. One day, while a field was being plowed in the presence of the king, he found a female child in the deep burrow dug by the plow. Janaka and his wife Sunaina were overjoyed by this discovery and adopted the little baby girl as their own. The child was named Sita, meaning furrow in Sanskrit. Thus, Sita is considered to be the daughter of Bhumi Devi, Mother Earth, since she was born or found in the earth. Sita grew up to be a girl of unparalleled beauty and charm. She possessed the greatest of womanly virtues. When Sita became of marriageable age, the king decided to have a Swayamvara, which included a contest. The king was in possession of an immensely heavy bow presented to him by god Shiva. Whoever could wield the bow and string it would marry Sita was the contest. Accompanied by Vishwamitra, Rama and Lakshmana attended Sita's Swayamvara. Rama successfully broke Shiva's bow as he picked it up and was examining the tautness of its bowstring. The young prince's strength and courage was applauded by all. With the breaking of the bow, Janaka asked Sita to choose Rama as her husband. On the approval of sage Vishwamitra, Janaka sent his messengers to Ayodhya to convey the message to Dasharatha. Upon hearing the story of how his son Rama not only lifted the bow of Shiva but also broke it, Dasharatha was overjoyed. He gladly accepted the marriage proposal of Rama and Sita. The next day, King Dasharatha's delegation travelled to Mithila to carry out the wedding ceremony. Upon reaching there, he received proposals for marriage of his other three sons. Lakshmana was married to Urmila, another daughter of Janaka. Vishwamitra proposed the marriages of Bharata and Shatrughna with the two daughters of Kushadvaja, the younger brother of Janaka. Thus, Bharata was married to Mandavi and Shatrughna to Shrutakirti. After returning to Ayodhya, Dasharatha announces the coronation of his son Rama. The people of Ayodhya are filled with joy. At the same time, Manthara, a wicked maidservant of Kaikeyi, gives her the idea to ask Dasharatha for the two boons that he had promised to fulfill during the time of the Devasura war. The first one is to make her son Bharata the king, and the second one to send Rama to exile for 14 years. Kaikeyi asked Dasharatha for the unclaimed boon. The heartbroken Dasharatha, bound by his rigid devotion to his words, agrees to Kaikeyi's demands. Rama accepts his father's verdict with absolute submission and calm self-control. He leaves to the forest accompanied by Lakshmana and Sita. Rama's devotee Guha takes him to another side of the Ganga river in his boat. After Rama left for forest, Dasharatha falls ill. He dies due to the agony of being separated from Rama. Dasharatha was cursed by Shravanakumara's parents. As per the curse, he was to die due to Putra Shoka, meaning due to the separation from his children. King Dasharatha died in the absence of all his 4 sons. Rama and Lakshmana went to forest. Bharata and Shatrughna were in the home of maternal grandfather of Bharata. Bharata and Shatrughna came to Ayodhya at once when they heard the news about the father's death. Vashishta told Bharata to do the last ceremony of King Dasharatha. In the next video, let us learn more about Rama and Ramayana in short. We have used materials and pictures from various sites to create this video. We give credit to the creators and sincerely thank the sources of all the pictures and materials used here.